Same with arm, guys. I'm going to grab same side wrist here. I'm going to go knee tap. If he takes that leg back, for now, I'm going to drag same side this way and just get far side hip. Okay? So I'm going same side wrist grab, knee tap, make the drag. Okay? Get that little bit of a posture break from them and make the drag the same side. Just go to that side. Wrist grab, knee tap. Change your level by bending at your knees. Knee tap, drag that arm, boom. And for now, just go far side hip. All right, okay, so if Dustin and I were here, I'm going here. And as soon as I make the grab, I'm changing my level and making that knee tap. I stay here. There's my drag. Boom. Okay? But if I go here and I change my level and he doesn't take that knee back, okay, I got the single and I got the arm because I've already posted it where I needed it. So if he doesn't take the knee back, sweet. We move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
I think I saw what happened last time you started from the shoulder.
No. No.
Yeah, last time Dustin started from the shoulder.
Dustin takes that step back. This time I'm going over here. Okay. I'm going away from the wrist high side on this one. Wrist high, boom.
Hey.
As soon as I get that, I shoot that gap. Okay? We build to this. Questions? Okay? I'm going away from the wrist high side. I get my underhook, my head position. Boom, here. I'm gonna go over here. Okay? Keep the wrist high for now. Keep the wrist high, get the underhook on the other side, get squared, put your head in the pocket. Hairline to jawline. Okay? One more. 1, knee tap, 2, boom, far side. Okay?
Okay, far side.
Here, and again, like, for self-defense context, that would be a headbutt. I mean, I'd be looking to take my forehead and bash him in the chin, the jaw, which I think I did the first time on the first entry here. Boom. Now, from here, once I get this underhook, I've got the wrist out already, I get square. I'm gonna bring this in to get this T-Clinch position, okay? Bring my hips in, get my head up, get my posture in. I'm gonna pull kind of across the floating ribs here into just Dustin's body. Okay? This hand, like I don't like this, so I would probably look at duck underneath this and not stay there. Alright? If you're more lazy overhooks or wizards, then maybe I stay here. But if you start getting that arm up close to my head, I'm gonna go through the back. Okay? So one more time. Wrist tie, knee tap. Get your underhook, far side wrist tie. Here. If he's there here, I'll stay here for now. Well, obviously, we're not going to just hang out here. But this puts us in a position where I can run more headbutts. I can punch him. I can punch him. We can sit. We can make our takedowns. Okay. If the arm starts to drift towards my head, I'm not going to stay here. And I want you to go back to pummeling. Okay. Back to pummeling. One side chasing the headlock. Okay. Again, just building sensitivity for recognizing when that arm is getting up around the head. For now, I want you to be early if at all possible. So as soon as you recognize that happening, you're turning and tucking your chin, ducking your head out, getting behind your partner. Okay. Reset, same thing. One side's chasing the headlock the whole time, I will switch you. Okay. So it's just pummel. So if Dustin's chasing the headlock, pummel, pummel, pummel. I recognize he's reaching for my head. I get behind him if I can. If you get stuck, you get stuck. It is what it is. And that's what we're going to deal with here in a minute. But right now, I'd like for you to recognize that that's happening and not be there for it. Yeah. Okay? All right. One side chasing the headlock from pummeling the whole time. Look, you're not trying to win. You're not trying to beat them. I want it to be slow enough to where they have time to feel the energy change. And then we can gradually increase the speed and the intensity. Okay? I think it's much more likely that a headlock materializes in a real self-defense situation, something like this, where there's already been some kind of grab and the head becomes available, as opposed to you're a grown-ass adult walking through the parking lot and somebody runs up behind you or beside you and tries to headlock you. I'm not saying it won't ever happen, but I think it's much more likely that you're already in an entanglement and somebody tries to grab your head. What are they going to do with it? I don't know. Maybe try to punch me in the face, maybe try to take me down, maybe hold me so somebody else can beat on me. It's usually not the hold itself with a headlock that's the problem, it's what are they going to do with it. Now, I could make it a problem, right? Instead of turning and tucking my chin, I could turn my chin the other way, and then I turn it into a choke. So I want to make sure that I'm developing the sensitivity where as I'm being pulled in, I'm looking into their body and I'm tucking my chin down. That way, the pressure should be mostly on the jaw, cheekbone, upper kind of skull area. If I turn my head the other way, I'm going to turn it into a choke, okay? And then it becomes problematic very quickly, all right? If they're trying to hold me and hit me, by turning and tucking my chin, they should be hitting me on the hardest part of my head. Probably they don't win that one. The bones in the hand pretty fragile. The skull generally is not. So that's usually probably a loss for them. But regardless, I don't want to stay here. You know, I don't want to allow somebody to continue to hold my head and keep my posture broken. So if I find myself stuck here in this headlock, I need to recognize that I don't really need a lot of space to get my head out. Okay, so if I was late on just recognizing what was happening and I couldn't just bail, I need to create a little bit of space in here. So first things first, I'll probably just look straight to the groin, and if I can just get that much of a reaction, usually that's going to be enough for me to just get my head out. If I've turned and tucked my chin, I want to make my head as narrow as I can. If I do something like this here, I'm being choked and hold right there. I can't slide my head out. As soon as I turn and tuck my chin, I can bring my head out. So by making that strike to the groin, I'm not saying, well, that's going to end it. He's going to fall into a fetal position and go, you bastard, and it's over. That's not what's going to happen, probably. If it does, that would be sweet, but probably doesn't happen like that. I'm doing it to create enough space to get my head out, and so I'm in a better position to fight. Okay? Probably now I'm going to be on his back. All right? So if Dustin makes the headlock and I'm late, I'm not able to get my head out, I make the strike here, boom. I'm able to get my head out, I get enough space, then I'm going to take my head out and we go from here. You know, whatever that's going to look like. I did that for tangent.
Thanks.
Okay? But also, what you just drilled from more of an offensive standpoint can become more of a defensive kind of response as well. Dustin has that headlock here. I still probably make that strike. Now I'm looking for this wrist and inside bicep control. If you're on the outside of the elbow, that's fine too. I'm going to get my hips up underneath me. I'm going to look to square to Dustin here, and I'm back in the same position that we were just in. Boom, I can punch him in his face. This is high, so I'll probably go here. We'll also look at going straight into a takedown off of this, okay? So I can use that kind of T-Clinch position as a response to the headlock. So if we were in this kind of like position here, and Dustin started grabbing my head and I got late here, I'm immediately looking to try to hand fight. Bang, I get hit to the groin. I get my hips up underneath me. I get square, get my posture. Now, from here, I can hit him. I can hit him. I've got takedowns. I've got takedowns. I've got back takes. Continue to hit. Okay? So this time you're going to force yourself to be late. They're going to get the headlock. Turn and tuck your chin. Send the strike. Look to get that T-clinch kind of position. By securing, I'm going to secure 1, 2, and then I start getting my hips, my posture back. So I'm going to get my hips underneath me. I want to get my hips perpendicular to Dustin's, and I'm going to look at the ceiling. Here. Make sense? All right. Let's go 3 for 3. On 3. Woo! When I get stuck here, or if I get stuck here, yes, you can do things like bite, okay? But keep in mind, like I don't know how somebody's gonna react to pain necessarily. If he's wearing heavy clothing, something like that, he probably doesn't even feel it. I want to get my posture back. I want to improve my position, okay? And I'm not saying don't do those things. I'm just saying recognize that you're in a very poor, disadvantageous position. He may not have thought about anything like biting, and now I just put it in his head, okay? And now maybe he's not punching me in the face anymore, but he's sticking his thumb in my eye, right? And I'm still stuck here. Get your posture back, okay? Anything that you do outside of that should just be kind of a quick like stopgap to get me to the next thing. I'm looking to improve my position, right? So Dustin kind of galvanizes the headlock here. I make a strike, maybe I make a couple strikes, you bite, whatever. I'm looking to get this inside kind of T-Clinch or T-Clinch position, control the wrist, control at the inside bicep. And now as I go to get my posture and my angle back, as I step in, as I'm looking to the ceiling, this leg that's behind Dustin is going to be the driver for my takedown. So I'm going to push here and I'm going to pull here as I get my posture back. Okay? It's not get the T-Clinch, make the takedown. It's as you're getting the T-Clinch, start the takedown. Because you're going to use that energy and momentum of getting your hips square and taking that space to start the takedown.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm pushing on the low line. I'm pulling on the high line. So lower half, I'm going to send forward. Upper half, I'm going to send back. And as I get my posture back, I'm going to use my head to help with that. That pull on that inside bicep, elbow control, I'm going to use my head to assist. All right?
Yes.
So I got stuck here. Maybe I hit him. I get to this position. As I go to get here, this leg that's behind Dustin is going to bump. It's going to knee like this. And I'm going to pull here. My head, once I get posture, is going to continue to drive this way. Here. Okay? I continue to pull, I continue to drive. Now, if Dustin holds on here, I'm going to take the hand that had the inside bicep, I'm going to put it on the side of his face, and I'm going to touch the floor.
Sorry, Dustin.
As I get my posture back.
Oh.
Okay? I'm going to take my knuckles, put them where his jaws come together, and then I'm going to make them touch the floor. Okay? I'm going through his face to get there. Conveniently, he will move his face to assist me. Okay? And as that's happening, I'm going to start looking at the ceiling to free my head of this arm.
Yeah.
Okay? Doing it the way we did is because we want to prioritize just not ending up in these kind of worst case positions. Learning to recognize when the push-pull energy is changing, when the level of the hands is changing. So if they're on my body and I start to feel them rise, I don't want to have to work on headlock defense. I want to not be headlocked. Right? But if I end up late, if I end up stuck, then a lot of the same things that we use from an offensive perspective are going to be available to me from a defensive perspective. Okay? Clinch fighting, I think, is one of the most overlooked things in self-defense and one of the most important. Fights are won and lost here. Yep. Because anything outside of just us squaring off and throwing hands is probably going to be clinch. They grab me in any way, yep. It's clinch, right? And so if I can't operate in that range, it's going to be bad for me. I don't get to dictate now if it goes to the ground or how it goes to the ground, if it's going to go to the ground. And that probably means that I'm going to end up on bottom. Okay, and in self-defense, like in a parking lot, that's bad. The variables are virtually infinite. So the better my clinch aim is, and the more time I spend clinching, the less time I actually have to be there in reality. Right? So if that means that I throw that straight to the ground, I get my head out, I'm behind them, I can one time them in the face and push off and run, or I can make that T-Clinch and slap them down and stomp and go, then that's what I do. As opposed to, relying on if this then that and this sequence of events that may or may not actually materialize in reality. Okay?